There are several combinator possibilities and tricks for Buffre, a staggering amount to be honest. This video will in no way come close to covering all of them, but it will give you some things to think about and some blocks to build upon. In the last video, if you remember, I set up Buffre as an insert effect for my Reason master section. This is the master output for Reason and what your entire mix runs through. And because Buffre was made a part of my master output, my entire mix is running through it. Because the master section is very much akin to a combinator, this makes it a perfect time to go over some of the advantages of using Buffre within a combinator. Let's start off with the manual button that we spoke about in an earlier video. If you remember, the manual button triggers Buffre to begin stuttering and looping incoming audio without the need of a MIDI controller. If you recall, the manual button is great, but there's one problem. You have to hold the button down with your mouse or use remote overrides to assign a button to it. A combinator, or the master section, or an audio track or a mix track programmer offers a really cool workaround in making the manual button stick. Let me show you what I mean. I'll assign the manual button of the master section Buffre to button 1 within my master section programmer. Now, check this out. I'll label this button Hold. You can name it whatever you want. I'm naming it Hold. Now I'll press the Hold button. See, the master section button is a toggle, not a one-shot button. It will actually hold the manual trigger button for you. While this is occurring, you can be doing some really cool, quote-unquote, other things. For example, we can also assign the manual trigger length to rotary 1 of the master section. And I'll name this Hold Length. You can name it whatever you want. Now, let's give it a shot. This is awesome. I have an instant hold button, and I can also toggle the length with my rotary. The best part of this is that the master section as a module can be set up as a MIDI track as well. Then you can use your MIDI controller to control these functions. Check it out. I'll choose Create Track for Master Section from the contextual menu. Now I can use my MIDI controller's knobs and buttons to control my loops. It's just another way of working. In the next video, let's take a look at some more options that are very interesting for this kind of mapping with Buffre.